CM Punk said what he said about Roman Reigns' father. He refused to apologize. He stood in that ring and looked the tribal chief in the eye and chose defiance over decency. And on Raw, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Uso made absolutely certain that CM Punk understood in the most physical, most personal, most completely overwhelming way available exactly what that choice cost. The best in the world left on a stretcher. And the road to WrestleMania 42 has been permanently, irrevocably changed. Revenge. Bloody. Complete. Delivered by a family that was pushed further than any family should ever be pushed. And CM Punk, the best in the world, discovered on Raw that being the best in the world does not make you immune to the consequences of disrespecting the tribal chief's father. This is what happened. Every detail. Right now. Suplex Rumble Nation, welcome back. I am your host, and today we are covering the most significant, most consequential, most personally charged attack that Monday Night Raw has produced in the entire 2026 calendar year. Roman Reigns and the Usos ambushed CM Punk on Raw. The specific circumstances, the specific motivation, the specific execution, the specific outcome that ended with the best in the world being stretchered out of the arena make this not simply a faction attack in the conventional professional wrestling sense. This was the Reigns family delivering a response to a personal wrong, not a competitive response, not a championship program escalation. A family responding to the most personal possible provocation with the full, unified, completely committed force of people who have decided that the usual parameters of professional wrestling consequence are insufficient for what was done. CM Punk said something about Roman's father. He refused to apologize. Roman Reigns broke his silence. And then when words proved insufficient, the family spoke in their most direct available language. Subscribe if you are new. Hit that notification bell. Drop a comment right now. Was the Reigns family's Raw ambush of CM Punk justified? This community is going to have strong opinions, and I want every single one. Let's go. To fully understand the Raw ambush, to feel the complete weight of what Roman Reigns and the Usos delivered to CM Punk, and why we need to trace the complete road that led to this specific, inevitable moment. Because nothing about tonight's ambush was impulsive. Everything about it was the accumulated consequence of a series of decisions that CM Punk made with full awareness of their weight and full refusal to walk them back. The father comment was the original wound. The specific, deliberately targeted, completely personal attack on Roman Reigns' paternal legacy that crossed the line between professional wrestling's acceptable promo warfare and something that operated in genuinely personal, genuinely human territory. A wound opened in public, in front of the WWE Universe, without the usual competitive context that gives professional wrestling insults their limited, understood parameters. The refusal to apologize was the wound being kept open deliberately. CM Punk standing in that ring with the opportunity available, with the family's genuine pain visible, with the specific moment of human decency within reach, and choosing instead to stand behind his words, to own them, to communicate through that ownership that the wound was not accidental and its continuation was intentional. Roman Reigns' broken silence was the family's final attempt to resolve this in the verbal register. The tribal chief speaking about his father from the most unguarded, most personal place he has ever occupied in a WWE ring, with the specific hope that truth spoken plainly might reach something in CM Punk that competitive strategy had not. It did not. CM Punk's response to the broken silence, the continued refusal to acknowledge that crossing into paternal legacy territory was wrong, exhausted every available verbal resolution pathway. When words have been fully deployed without producing the acknowledgement that the situation requires, families like the Reigns family move to the only remaining language. The ambush was not a decision made in anger. It was the conclusion of a process. Every verbal attempt had been made. Every opportunity for CM Punk to choose differently had been presented and declined. What happened on Raw was the Reigns family arriving at the point where the accumulated weight of every declined opportunity found its physical expression. The specific engineering of the Raw ambush, the way Roman Reigns and the Usos positioned themselves, identified their moment, and executed with the coordinated precision of a family that has been operating as a collective unit in professional wrestling for years, deserves its own analytical attention. Because the ambush of CM Punk was not the disorganized, opportunistic attack of people who spotted their target and reacted impulsively. It was planned. Specifically planned. With the attention to detail and the patient, methodical preparation that characterizes everything the Reigns family does at its most serious and most motivated. Roman Reigns' strategic intelligence, the specific, comprehensive understanding of the WWE environment that has been his greatest competitive advantage across years at the summit of professional wrestling, was the planning foundation. The tribal chief understands timing, understands environment, understands the specific combination of circumstances that creates maximum vulnerability for a target and maximum effectiveness for a coordinated physical response. He identified the moment, the specific window in CM Punk's Raw evening after whatever broadcast segment had concluded, in the specific post-segment period when performers transitioned between their on-camera work and their next scheduled appearance, when the best in the world would be most exposed, when his usual protective awareness would be most relaxed. when the combination of post-segment physical and mental reset and the usual backstage transition activity would create the specific vulnerability that the Reigns family needed. Jimmy and Uso contributed their own specific knowledge. The Usos combined institutional familiarity with WWE's backstage environment accumulated across years of navigating the same corridors, the same locker room dynamics, the same production geography that CM Punk moves through on Raw nights provided the ground-level tactical information that Roman's broader strategic intelligence needed to be fully operational. They positioned themselves. They waited. And when CM Punk came through the specific location they had identified without the awareness that tonight was different, that the building's energy had shifted in ways that his competitive alertness had not fully registered, the Reigns family was already there. The ambush itself, the specific, coordinated, completely committed physical statement that Roman Reigns and the Usos delivered to CM Punk on Raw is the event that every wrestling fan is talking about and that Suplex Rumble is going to honor with the complete, detailed reconstruction it deserves. CM Punk did not see it coming. That specific detail, the complete absence of anticipatory awareness in the moment the Reigns family made their move, is itself a form of the justice the family was delivering, because Uso did not see it coming on the nights he was attacked. Roman Reigns' father did not see the verbal assault coming from the best in the world. The specific experience of being reached in an unguarded moment, of having something arrive before your defenses are engaged, was the experience the family chose to give back. The coordination was immediate and complete. Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Uso operating in unified, synchronized purpose is one of the most physically overwhelming things professional wrestling's current roster can produce. Each of them individually is an extraordinary competitor. Together motivated by the same genuine, family-level fury, directed at the same target, operating with the specific muscle memory of people who have performed as a collective unit at the highest level for years, they are categorically beyond what individual competitive excellence can counter. CM Punk's attempts to respond, and the best in the world never stops trying to respond, never accepts a situation's apparent parameters as its actual parameters were genuine and committed and ultimately insufficient against what the family brought. His specific, veteran competitive intelligence identified counters. His technical excellence attempted to create the space and time that might have allowed him to manage the situation differently. His sheer competitive will, the specific, completely authentic refusal to stay down that defined CM Punk's entire career identity, kept him in the confrontation longer than most performers could have managed. But three members of the Reigns family, coordinated and motivated at the level this specific provocation had generated, was more than the best in the world could individually overcome tonight. The physical consequence of the ambush accumulated across its duration with the specific, comprehensive quality of something that was designed to be felt not just in the moment but in the days and weeks following it. Not reckless or uncontrolled. Measured. Purposeful. Every element of the physical message delivered with the specific intention of communicating something specific that the Reigns family's response to the father comment has found its complete physical expression.